Let's do a quick demo on how to upgrade your X-rite device to work with Calibrite Profiler. This is ArtIsRight. Before we start, subscribe if you're new and hit on the bell icon so you'll be notified every time I upload cool new videos like this. You may have heard that Calibrite have launched a new profiling software called Calibrite Profiler. And if you have a Calibrite device, you can use this software right away. However, if you have an X-rite device, you have to go through a one-time licensing upgrade before you can use your X-rite device with Calibrite Profiler software. If you take your device out now, and if your device on the side of it looks similar to any of the four devices that I'm showing at the moment, which would be the i1 Display Pro, i1 Display Pro Plus, i1 Display Studio, or the i1 Studio. If your device looks like what I'm showing right now, you would have to go through this process before you can use your X-rite device with Calibrite Profiler software. Now, let's jump into Calibrite Profiler. So, right now what I have is this device. This is an X-rite i1 Display Plus. I already have this plugged into my system, and what I am going to do is launch Calibrite Profiler. Another thing to note as well while the program is launching is that when you do this licensing upgrade, it is per calibration device, not per computer. So you pay this one-time upgrade fee, and what it's going to cover is that device itself. So once I upgrade it on this computer, I can transfer it to another computer and use the device without any issues. And this is the reason why I have two laptops right in front of me as well, because I am going to do just that. All right. The device is plugged in, the program has launched. You can see right now that it's all showing in demo, and we now get this dialog popped up to say, your device is not licensed to use Calibrite Profiler. Please upgrade to use these new features. So you can continue in demo mode, which doesn't do you a lot of good because you can see the settings, but you can't go in and profile your display. So what we're gonna do is click on upgrade. Now this will launch a new pop-up window, and it will go over all the device. And essentially when you upgrade these devices, you can take a look at the device you have now. It is a linear license upgrade, meaning that it's upgrading the X-rite device license to the equivalent Calibrite model. So there's no upgrading to gain extra features. It's upgrading to bring compatibility with that device and the software in the linear lineup. All right, the price that you see here is $9.99 in the US and the other local equivalent currencies, and you can check that out. What I'm going to simply do is click on upgrade, and this will pop up with another window that I have to fill in some information. The device itself, the name, the serial number of device has already been automatically populated in there. So I'll simply fill out my info, and there's two boxes check at the very bottom. Would you like to send more information relevant to the product and support? I'm not going to check that, but I will agree to the term and service, because if I don't do that, I can't click on the submit button. Now, when you click on submit, it will take you to a page that you would have to enter in your payment information. And then from there, you can go through the process. So I'm going to type that in quickly. All right, once I have all the information entered, my credit card info, billing address, everything else, I am going to simply click on pay. It's going to process, and it's going to tell you that, hey, everything is being completed, pop up with another screen, and it's going to tell you that it's awaiting confirmation. Now that the upgrade registration completed, please relaunch Calibrite Profiler. So if you close this window out now, Calibrite Profiler is not going to recognize your new device yet, so we have to quit the program. And what we're simply going to do is launch it up again. So the first time that you launch this up, your device is not going to be automatically registered to Calibrite Profiler software right away. Wait for just a moment. There'll be a pop-up box that shows up. It says new device, new licensed device found. Do you wish to connect? You would say yes. The program will refresh again. And once it is done with the refresh, we can see that the Color Checker Display Plus, which I have the i1 Display Plus device, is now registered with the system and is showing green as active. Now, what I can do at this point in time, for instance, if I quit Calibrite Profiler and I launch it again, because I already added a license to the software, it should automatically recognize that device. And we can see that the Color Checker Display Plus is active, so this is a good thing. So you need to do this process once, but once you do it on the computer, you are good to go. Now, what happens if you take this device and plug it into another computer that hasn't been activated with this device before. So what I'm going to do is pull out the USB cord and I'm going to plug this into my 14-inch MacBook Pro. And another thing that I also want to make us aware as well is that the first time that you launch the software with a new device plug-in, you need to be connected to the internet. Because if you are not, the software can't connect to the server and verify the device. That's going to cost you a lot of problems and device not being recognized. So if you plan to activate on one computer, let's say your desktop, and you want to use this with your laptop while you're on the road, my recommendation is to do that before you leave, so at least it goes through an activation process once. This way you don't have the problem at all when you're on the road. All right, because I already have the device plugged in, what I'm going to do now is click on Calibrite Profiler. We're going to launch that up. And this is going to show the exact same thing that it did with the other program or the other computer a moment ago, where it just shows that device is not registered yet. And you can see that right now, everything is in demo mode, even though it should be active. Again, this is a new computer. This has not been activated on this computer before. Let's give it a second. It says new device license found. Do you wish to connect? I would say yes. Program's going to go through the refresh. And now you can see that the Color Checker Display Plus is now active on the system. So what I'm going to do at this point in time is let's turn off the internet. So there's no internet connection on this laptop at the moment. I am going to quit Calibrite Profiler and I'll relaunch it again. So like I said before, if you already connected once while you're on internet, you should be good. And when I launch it the second time, even with no internet connection, it will show that the device is already registered and active, ready to use on the system. As you see right now, Color Checker Display Plus is active. Anyway, I hope that you find this helpful. If you have any questions or comment, leave them below, give this a like, subscribe, and hit on the bell if you're new, and in art we trust.